because we had a backup, and it's right here.
Oh, we did have a backup. We did have a backup.
It is right there.
Oh God, we did.
Hold on. I feel like Sinister Sundown is a good one for this. Oh no! Sinister Shadows.
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, that'll do. Okay, so this one, let me give you a description here. I had this idea since forever, I guess. Anyways, we're taking a blast from the past to play shitty games and suck ass. Where Goofy lately been depressed, having all these feelings for Pete, and this was where the story where they fall in love. I always wanted them to, fuck and all that. Because they're more like a Mickey and Minnie Mouse, in my opinion. Anyways, this is.
We really talk. Can we?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this user's profile picture that is like a Photoshop screen cap of one of the random goon dogs fucking the girl dog from Balto?
Oh no. Are you ready, dude? Do you want Pete or Goof?
I want to be Goofy.
I mean, you can. I usually do Goof, I feel that's fair.
I think might be.
Just yeah. My Pete doesn't sound like Pete though.
That's fine. I think it's funny.
Come here, you. Dick.
I guess you're narrative.
Alright. Max is at school with his best friend, PJ, while his dad was at home watching television. He was slouched on the couch with a bored look on his face, constantly flipping through the channels.
Oh!
He said while drinking Coke while crying.
He said drinking Coke while crying.
Oh gosh!
Yeah. Just like, whoa, Maxie. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh no.
What am I gonna do now that my little Maxie is at college?
He asked himself before turning the TV off, as there were only drama shows, got up and started to go up the stairs until he heard a knock on his door. Approaching the door, he sniffed.
Hold on.
He said, walking slowly with his house shoes on. When he opened it,
house shoes?
Like little slippers and stuff.
Oh, slippers. Okay, gotcha.
Or Crocs.
Can continue.
Oh boy, my glasses. Oh, oof. He saw that it was Pete, and he was depressed as well. But he has a smile on his face.
Pete, what are you doing here? You never come to visit.
Goofy explained. I came here to cheer you up, 'cause you... He put his hands behind his head. Why don't you come on in?
That's Goofy's line.
I stole your line, goofsters. I'm so sorry.
Whoa. Why don't...
Goody said.
Goody said.
Oh, I like Goody better. Goody's more upsetting.
Goody. Ew, yeah.
Ooh.
Ew. Ew, dude.
Said letting him pass before shutting the door after the cat walked in. Oh, right, because he's a cat.
Please.
Goofy said as they went to sit down in the steps. Okay, Pete sighed. Ever since my wife left me, I've been feeling lazy, he said, and buried his head in his hands. I miss PJ. Ah, shit.
Aww.
He said through his tears. Goofy Goof didn't... Oh, boy. Didn't expect this, but his behavior... didn't expect this kind of behavior from him. He looked bold and tough as nails.
There.
He patted his back.
What about your daughter?
He asked. He lifted his head. He lifted his head up. Pistol. He started to tear up, but I held it in. She killed herself.
How?
Yes, depression. He responded.
Oh, that's impossible. She always looks so...
He paused. Happy? The cat finished his sentence for him. Yeah, but what? Oh shit! No, this is you.
Yeah, but what happened?
Pete hugged the dog. Her happiness killed her.
That's a Kingdom Hearts answer.
Ba 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 ba.
And we're full circle, everybody! You got the buzzword.
He stated and cried on his shoulder. Okay. Goofy now understood why Pete had been so moody lately. He misses his wife and daughter. Now, with PJ, his son at college, they needed to look out for each other. Pete pulled away. I don't want to be left alone so I can spend the day with you? ? He asked. He thought about it. He thought about this.
You can stay here as long as you want. After all, we're neighbors.
He stated and smiled. Thanks. Pete said and needed. Both hugged.
Dead-ended.
Yeah, both hugged it out and then they got up or whatever. Let's see.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to go upstairs. You wanna come?
He asked. Actually, I'd rather stay down here for a bit. The other said.
Stay down. Okay.
He said, patting his back one more time before putting his hand on the railing and going upstairs. Pete looked at him as he was going to the right, and man, I can't read right now. I'm all fucking like goofy.
This is also written really poor.
Yeah, but like I'm all like shaky and weird feeling right now.
Worse than usual.
Do you think you can handle narration?
Pete looked at him as he was going to the right and sighed and went to the kitchen. Written so horribly. Goofy opened his door and closed it behind him, then looked at a picture of his ex-girlfriend, Sylvia Marpole.
Oh, the one girl from the Extremely Goofy movie too.
Oh, I didn't see the Extremely Goofy movie. And placed his whole hand on... slid his hand off before going to sit on the bed. He didn't have a TV, so he sat his drink on the little table next to his bed and plopped down, then sighed, but turned to his right to see a photo of him and his son in their younger days. He grabbed a hold of it and held it against his chest. Where did that times go? He asked himself as he looked at it, got to thinking. He and Pete hit up the hotel that way that one time. Wow.
Wow.
Downstairs, Pete was at the sink washing his hands and looked at the knife next to the back door, then gulped down but shook off his desire to cut himself. So after he turned the water off and went to the refrigerator to get something to eat. He was struggling with his weight due to his wife saying that living with him was a disaster. Fuck. That's you.
What has Goof got to eat in here?
He asked, looking around. There was nothing but healthy food, like carrots, peas, broccoli. He scoffed and saw a carton of milk, took it out, then closed the fridge. He brought the carton up to his mouth and took big gulps before sitting it down on the counter. After, he felt guilty and banged his head on the door.
I tried everything in an attempt to win Peg back, but did I do the right thing?
He asked himself.
Maybe.
He rubbing his belly in circular motion, thinking he should lost the weight for the safety of his own benefits. Then he exited the kitchen and went into the rest in the living room. He was hoping that spending time with someone he cared about would turn his life around, but he was just doing the same thing.
This is so poorly written. Oh my god.
The dog sat up and put the picture back on his table and then got up. He stretched his back. Gosh, maybe checking in that hotel wouldn't be a bad idea, he said, going to his closet to put on some normal clothing. I wonder if I should take Pete along, he thought before putting on some pants and shirt, then headed out for the stairs. Putting on some pants and shirt!
He put on pants and shirt and he leave.
Goofy put on pants and shirt and leave door to go hotel.
He never come back, he kill family.
Goofy put pants shirt on to go buy cigarette, never come back.
The monkey dead.
The car was snoring away when he heard the sound of footsteps. Then he woke up.
Goofy, is that you?
He asked, looking around. Yep. Say, why don't you and me go out? He asked, straightening his tie.
You mean on a date?
He asked, thinking that was the case. No, silly. He laughed. As a friend, he said, correcting him.
Oh.
He said in a depressing tone.
Alright.
He said as the dog walked in front of him and pulled.
Where are we going?
Wait. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. That's your.
Where are we going?
He asked, scratching his tubby. You know that hotel we went to? I think it'll help us relax a little, Goofy stated.
You know, that sounds like a great idea.
The cat said, smiling. I know you would like it, he said before both walked out the door.
I kind of
rushed through this, so forgive me, but next chapter. I'll go slower because I was busy today. For the record, I'm in no way fat shaming.
Oh boy.
Do we want to? Okay. Do we want to do chapter 2? Because there's 4 chapters.
Well, this one's already.
We do the first 2.
So chapter 1 was rated K. Chapter 2 is rated M.
Ooh.
So I mean, something's gonna. We could read this. I think we should read chapter 2 and then call it quits.
What's that?
I think we should read chapter 2 and call it quits.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Okay, good talk.
Let's do. Nice.
Okay. On the. Oh, this is good. On the open road, in brackets, highway, Goofy was driving while multiple cars were passing by. Pete was sitting in the exact position that Max Goof was in. Goofy was looking at him in the corner of his eye while focused on the road.
Oh boy.
What is this weird feeling I have? He thought as he looked into the rearview mirror. He pictured Pete without his clothes on and started to get a major erection, but shook it off and erased that from his mind. Just take it easy. We're just going to stay at a hotel. Alone. Without our sons. He gulped and sucked in his lower lip. At college, it was second period and students were in the halls most likely consulting. Roxanne was gossiping with Stacy and some popular girls like Amber. You know that girl with the blonde hair that said Max's dance was wicked? No.
No, that's very specific though. Thank you.
The three amigos were standing by. Booty was leaning against the door, eating his can of cheddar.
Oh, so gross.
His long time friend gagged, so they cleared their throats.
Ugh.
Oh, you want my PJ?
I don't know how to. What's PJ sound like?
Max! I don't know. Just make it up. Fuck it.
Oh! Okay, yeah, I remember. He sounds like Carl Weasley.
Yeah, a little bit.
Max, I'm sorry to say that I didn't work out. Or shit. Hold on. Max, I'm sorry. Max, I'm sorry to say that it didn't work out with Roxanne.
PJ said, being supportive. It's okay. Besides, she proudly moved on. He, after sighing, then got his thinking face on. I want to go talk to her and see if she still want to hang together as a...
You sure? 'Cause her and Stacy with the popular girls, and you know those types and how they can be very full of themselves.
He asked. Yes, he said after sighing. The bell rang and everyone started to move to their next class.
Well, we better get going before the teacher gives us a tardy slip.
He said to Max before he and Bobby went on ahead.
Oh.
First of all, college does not work like high school. There are periods and bells and tardy slips. But whatever. This person clearly is 10 and doesn't know what college is.
Very clearly.
Roxanne was just now saying goodbye to her best friend and the popular to her next class, which was social studies, until she bumped right into her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, Max.
Oh, yeah, that's good. She pulled back her hair.
I didn't see you there.
You sound like Buffalo Bill. She finished clearing her throat. Roxanne, I gotta tell you something, he said, rubbing his arm nervously. Like, because he's like a heroin addict or something.
Sure, but be quicker.
She warned. Of course, he took a breath. It's about our breakup, he said.
Hey, don't worry about it. We just went in different directions.
She twisted her hair. A few minutes of silence.
Well, better get going to class.
She said under her breath and walked as she waved goodbye. I'll talk to you later. He waved back and facked a smile, then frowned before going to class himself.
He did fact.
Yeah. The dog drove into the parking lot.
Okay, so we're cutting back to Goofy and them.
Yes, we are. Well, we're here. He said, turning off the engine, and got out. He went to the other side to get the cat who was... Lee? He shook his shoulder.
What is it?
He asked and then looked at Goofy. We're at the hotel, he said before standing up and going to the back of to get his swim shorts, including Pete's purple thong, then went inside. The cat sighed and got out, or at least tried to with his fat. This is going to be a long... Oh, sorry, that's...
This is gonna be a long day.
He said in depression because he was feeling a sense of down on the hotel. Goofy was waiting by inside and opened the door for him. Where you go, buddy? He said, laughing.
Thanks.
He said as he passed by, then turned to him.
So, you checked us in on the same room?
He asked with a smile. Yep. He showed his friend the room key. I got it right here.
Great, let's go.
He said, heading down to the hall to the room. He's really getting this over with. He thought for a minute, then got the best idea to cheer him up. Pete looked at himself in the mirror, turned all the way, stopped, then grabbed a hold of his tummy before moving it up and down, which triggered it to jiggle like jelly. He took a deep sigh and sat on the bed, then laid down with his arms behind his head, looking at ceiling.
He is in no way fat shaming.
This is fucked. He heard the door open but didn't bother to get up. It was Goofy. Pete, I was thinking. He closed the door and went to sit down on the bed with him. We should head out to the pool, he suggested.
You go ahead, Goof. I'll catch up later.
The cat said after sighing. The dog frowned as he knew something cause of his wife and daughter, but something more serious than his wife leaving him and his dog killing himself. I doubt that.
I doubt that very much.
He started to speak but remained silent, got up and gone to unlock the door. He took one last glance at his friend, then went on out. He wanted the both of them to have a good time, and it was not fun without the other. Pete rubbed his face down and turned his head to the side until he saw Goofy's trunks and sat up.
I should give these to Goof before he gets in.
He said take them and sat up, then paused. He had history with him and very well knew that he stupid until he froze like he knew what was going on. Goofy had his towel wrapped around his waist and sat down on the edge of the hot tub. His towel was taken off with a simple pull of his wrap end. He didn't qualify himself as sexy with his black body of his, but he did sure look at Pete that way. Despise his short temper, he was quite sure of yourself when he wants to be.
Jesus fucking Christ, that was a paragraph.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god, this is so fucking funny.
This, by the way, was requested from a guy or girl named Guest. And,
yeah, that's her name.
And I must announce that you please keep your actual name, just so that way I can address you properly. This goes for all my fans who have requests. You have fans. So chapter 3 is I'm ready, and chapter 4 is that's knowledge for you.
I really want to keep reading this.
I mean, sure, fuck it.
Are you okay with that? 'Cause
yeah.
I think this is really funny.
I don't give a shit. Let's go.
Okay. Fuck yes. Thank God. Okay. Chapter 3.
Oh boy.
As Goofy got up, walked, and put the towel neatly in his chair, he thought to himself, "Oh, Pete is going all right," he said before going back to sit on the edge, then figured that he should enjoy himself instead of worrying about Pete. He slowly slid in the water and just allowed the jets underneath push against his back until he heard the gate open and turned around to see that it was Pete wearing his purple tongs.
Snip, snip.
Well, I thought you were going to come later, he asked. You left? Oh, that's you.
You left your blue swim trunks in our room.
He showed them, then Goofy froze. So you finally figured out why I brought you here.
Oh,
he said in depression and then lifted himself out of the water. Pete looked directly and dropped his mouth as his friend walked over to him. Goof slowed down once he got closer to him, and when he got close enough, he had to close his mouth for him. I don't need them this time. He got down on one knee and gripped the ends of the tongue, getting his eyes ready to witness his sexiness and pulled them down. He got up. You don't need these either, he said sexually before throwing the tongue over to the chair and raised himself up. He grabbed Pete's rough cheeks. What you say we get to know each other a bit more? He asked, taking his hands and guiding him to the hot tub.
Is this for real? What if somebody sees us up? Oh shit. Oh fuck. I lost my line. Help.
Help, I'm lying.
I got so confused just now.
Okay.
Right. Is this for real? What if somebody sees us up and me and Goof as a couple?
All that ran through his mind. He had to consider cause his wife left and his own daughter dead. What had he got to lose? Goofy got in after letting go, and Pete just stood there still worried. Aren't you coming in? The dog asked with both arms out on the concrete.
Yeah, but you probably don't want to see my big butt.
He turned around, showing him, which only forced him to gab a huge boner. Raided up out again, but his other half stayed. I think I can manage. he said, getting back down after a smile. The cat sighed and stepped a foot in, then his whole body once he less got embarrassed.
What? Goof, I don't know about this.
He explained quickly. What are you saying? Don't you want to get to know each other? The dog asked, snuggling up to him.
It's just that I'm fat.
He claimed sadly. Well, I don't care about that. He kissed the arm he was holding. I love you, Pete. The cat was stunned by that remark.
You love me?
He asked, wanting to make sure that he heard his clearly. He wanted Goofy to prove that he loved him more than a friend, and what way to let a person know than to grab his junk. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's how, just things that friends do.
That means you love someone when you fuck.
We make sounds with our mouths for each other, and also kiss pee-pees.
Yeah. His balls were big and decided to fondle them. Pete started to feel his hand matronly moving to the point where he gasped once he gently gave it a squeeze. It felt kinda good having someone touch him again, because he hasn't since Peg left.
Goof!
He looked up at him.
Do you mind if I get in a more comfortable position?
He asked. Sure thing. The dog back up off his junk, and the cat turned around and down on the concrete.
Is that better?
I don't know.
We're really doing this?
He said quietly to himself, then chuckled a little before something slid right into his butt, making him cringe.
Dick.
It was Goofy's dick. Pete, if you're not ready, then I can stop, he said in a caring way.
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
He said, ew. He said before, frowned a little as he was still depressed about his enormous size. The dog didn't want to hurt his possible boyfriend, so he started out slow.
Oh.
Every time he went in and out, he was feeling some sort of certainty that they belonged together, like opposites attract.
Oh.
What the fuck? This is it's like they're having sex. They're like, oh my god, will you marry?
Wow, this is great.
Let's get married.
Ugh.
Spot. Goofy was consistently pounding until he started to swear, then stopped to gather his energy back up, so he just walked beside Pete and laid down on his back. He was tired already, but looked to see that his erection was still throbbing, indicating that he wanted more, so he tried a simple thing, which was masturbating, and turned his head to Pete, who was still on his stomach.
Goof, what is that you're going? What?
What is that you going?
Where is that you're going?
It's called masturbating. He chuckled.
It's called masturbating.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Solo act, you see? He explained.
Mind if I join ya?
He asked, looking at him in the corner of his eye. The dog smiled and nodded, then the cat side crawled on over, making Goofy question to what he was doing. That's not the way, but continued to jerk off as he felt the pressure heating up with him. Once the cat was on top of him, it gave the signal for Goofy to stop playing with himself.
I guess this is how it's done?
Yeah, he asked, thinking it was right as he slowly thrust up and down. The dog noticed that he was feeling relaxed, replied to him that it was just fine with his eyes half closed. Pete moved a little faster as Goofy placed both arms around him. The cat lifted his feet out of the water, which gave Goofy the benefit to pull him closer so he could feel his thick fur against his smooth skin. Pete only thrust for a bit more before rolling over. Goofy sat up, eyeing his exposed body. The huge gut he has was irresistible. Sorry, I'm vomiting. It's so gross. Irresistible to pass up as he understood why it was so that he wouldn't suffocate.
Uh-oh.
He got up on him, though it was difficult. Pete helped him then after Goofy sighed as he looked at him. He was deeply in lover, so he slowly came down and inserted his tongue into his mouth. Ew. That's the worst way you can phrase that. Pete gulped down before playing with his friend's ears like a banjo. He always thought that they were cute even when he was still with Peg. Goofy giggled after pulling away. Gosh, that tickles. He laughed. Pete cracked up as well until they stopped.
You want to start or should I?
He asked. Goof's reply was responded asking his friend to stick out his tongue, and that's what he did. The dog placed his mouth over it, sucking on it and pushed it into its owner with his tongue. Pete had never felt this kind of delightfulness in years, but he's glad he found that spark again. Goofy moaned as he could feel Pete's saliva riding through his mouth, and Pat put both hefty arms on his back and rubbed them down, causing the dog to moan with passion. His touch was soft and gentle. You know, we could live together, keep each other company. Goofy said, looking towards the future. As of right now, since they live alone. Pete heard him and thought it was a genius idea. The very fact that their kids are the same college campus. After that offering moment, Pete decided to kiss his neck, so he acted like he was sucking on a lemon. Goofy said
lemon
on how good it felt and put his hands on his men boobs, then he gripped them by leading the cat to groan and grunt while grinding his teeth. The hands slipped and landed on both sides of him. Pete was wondering and pushed Goofy off his lips.
Are you okay?
No, whatever.
Fuck.
He asked, and Pete said that having intercourse on is not safe. Then the dog, and then the dog put a hand under his chin after sitting up.
Oh boy.
We can go back to the room and finish, he said after thinking.
That would be fine with me, but are we gonna relax in the hot tub afterward?
He asked. Goofy leaned back down and planted a longing kiss, then he lifted his head up until he... You can bet on that, he said before getting up and helped his boyfriend to his feet. There you go. Goofy patted his back, then walked to get their swim gear. Pete was happy for the first time today, now that he has someone to keep loving him, no matter what his size. Goofy got back with their gear resting on his arm. Come on, let's head back, he said, and they walked along, but the dog smacked Pete's big butt.
I have never in my life made a sex scene this long before. I never ever doing this again because I'm totally exhausted. But mainly because I'm completely out of ideas. I'll still add sex scenes, but in parts, not an entire chapter. Next chapter will be full on PJ trying to get a hold of Max's heart. Roxanne is only wimpy girl I like. Okay, I'm like the type of girl that's headstrong, like Stacy, for instance. What the fuck? Not sure if Goof Pete 92 had requested this.
Goof Pete 92, dude. Goof Pete 92. If you request this, shame on you.
Fuck you, you fucking asshole.
All right, grand finale.
Yeah, are you ready for this?
Yep.
Listen up, class.
Listen up, class! No, because it's that one guy from Saved by the Bell.
From what?
He was the teacher, remember?
You mean the principal from a Goofy movie?
Yeah!
Can be. I was thinking about the teacher from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, okay, that works too.
Listen up, class.
Max's teacher wore on the whiteboard. Max was trying to pay attention but got bored quick. Oh, I wish it was lunch already.
Oh.
He had his elbow on his chin? What?
I don't know.
He had his That's impossible, first of all, Max Goof.
We're going to learn about the meaning of chemistry.
He stood in front of the class and eyed Max.
Maximilian, why don't you give us a detailed example? You know, of the thing I haven't taught you yet?
Chuck said and approached his desk. He looked at him. I'll be happy to. He slid out of his desk while fake smiling because he doesn't want to be a fool to his peers. He continued to smile until he was at the whiteboard. Okay. He deeply breathed. I can do this and I know just the person. He began to write about his only best friend in the whole world. With a black marker, he wrote about how they met and did stuff together. No one understood them like each other. Max was very consistent and describable with his words. PJ, who was sitting across from Bobby, was listening as Max spoke and he couldn't be more pleased. Oh, you want to be Bobby?
Jeez, you guys been friends for that long?
Dude, that's not what he sounded like.
He's literally fucking like, whoa, skating.
He's the stoner dude.
I don't remember what he sounds like, man.
You guys been friends for that long? It's kind of like that.
Dude.
He's like a dazed and confused character.
Alright, fine.
Bobby asked, but PJ just ignored him and rested both his hands on his chin while he daydreamed of him replacing Roxanne in his fantasy. The cat's heart was racing with every true word that came out of his mouth, and it wasn't exceptions like most couples. By that time Max had finished. Chuck and the whole class was shocked. So judging by your faces, I say I did a good job. He turned to the class after putting the marker down. The teacher cleared his throat and straightened his tie after being overwhelmed.
Well, thank you for this wonderful paramagnetic sentence.
Max took his seat and noticed PJ staring at him. He said nothing. Wait, what?
What?
Oh, I get it.
I don't get it.
He's talking about he wanted Max to write about the meaning of chemistry. And he wrote about the chemistry between him and the science thing.
I don't like it.
That's gay. Anyway,
you did an amazing job!
He said without looking suspicious. Thanks, I saved only the best for you, Max said, hinting that he stored all of the things that linked together in his head. PJ was watching the teacher and Max because he was secretly texting under his desk.
There's something we have to discuss alone.
He sent it to his phone, but he waited until... Chuck was about to speak when the bell rang and everyone went out, and PJ went out of his way to talk to his friend, but Stacy moved in. Oh, shit. I'll be Stacy, I guess, because you're Bobby and PJ. Hey, Max! We're having a big party in my house tomorrow, she said while stroking his cheek. You should join us. I don't know, me and the guys usually hang... I'll be fun and Roxanne will be there, she said. I'll have to ask PJ and Bobby if they like to tag along. You mean that fat cat and nerdy geek? She scoffed in disgust.
Oh.
Hey, they're my friends! He stepped back away
and
walked past her. Ugh, what a loser. It's too bad because he was cute. But Stacy and fucking Bobby got together at the end of the...
Yeah... I don't know, man.
He twisted her hair while sexually moaning her boobs.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, dude. That one took me a sec.
Sexually moaning her boobs.
Sorry, that one... that one really took me out of it.
Are they like squeaker toys?
Great question.
Like you squeeze them and they just make like... Oh!
PJ wanted to punch Stacy right in the face, but he knows that by respecting women, you can hit girls, which was inexcusable to him. Girls can hit boys, so girls are basically invincible. Oh, there's... Now you can there's the age showing of this writer.
Oh.
I think that's PJ.
Oh, no.
No, it's... Wait, no, I don't think it is.
It's about...
Hey, don't sweat it, because girls can be like that sometime. He looked over at Bobby, who still had that cheddar can. It was inside his desk.
You think? Oh, fuck.
He grabbed his gut and jiggled it before it bounced.
Be honest.
He looked straight at him.
Do I disgust you? This is the second time
asked-
they've done this.
Yeah, what the fuck? He asked a serious question. Come on, nobody should judge you based on your weight. But that's just me talking. PJ sighed.
Shut up, author. Why are girls so judgmental?
He asked himself, the Bobby got out of his chair. Fuck, dude.
So Bobby got up.
Answer, because girls are gross.
Fuck. Have you
Max-
seen a vagina? Ew.
Ew, it looks like Longhorn Steakhouse. Max went back to their dorm and sat down on the bed. Wait. Finally out of that class. If people don't care about chemistry, then why get together in the first? He said after sighing. He rested his head on his pillow when his best friend came in.
Matt. Oh, wait.
That's you.
Yeah. Okay. Max, you get my text?
PJ held the door before closing it once he was inside. Max darted his eyes on the cat. I did. He sat up. What's the matter? He asked. The cat tried to work up the nerve to tell him about what he actually wrote on the board.
You know.
He approached him.
That was sweet how you remembered all that from when we were kids.
How could I forget all the times we had fun together, bro?
Bro.
PJ sat down on the bed and tapped his fingers on his legs.
Maybe.
He paused.
We can extend it.
He didn't mean to say that, but it was locked in. Really? How? He asked. The cat's heart came into fire as he was about to an end to their long-term friendship. Max was waiting for a reply when all of a sudden he felt both his shoulders grab and asked what he doing until PJ planted his lips firmly onto his. Max pulled away quickly, shocked. PJ! He put a hand behind his head. That was quite that unexpected. He laughed a little.
I'm sorry.
PJ said, sad-faced. For what? Knowing the romantic knowledge of chemistry. The dog completed his sentence.
I should have just let my feelings stay inside, comma, but the containment is hard to get a grip on.
He said, getting his smart on. I've been there before. He chuckled a little before thinking about his former girlfriend. That's in the past. He placed both hands on his friend's lap. It happens when your feelings are strong enough. He got up and stood in front of him. PJ instincts kicked in and it was telling him to get up to lock the door, which he did.
Oh.
Max smiled and started to undress from top to bottom.
Oh.
PJ turned around after he was done and was open-mouthed. He saw Max's nudity as a muscular body with abs and a got a boner.
Boner.
Dude, do you understand?
Dude,
you know what this means?
What? He's got for money?
I was gonna say Max is already a lumbersexual.
Oh! I can't handle it! He's too powerful!
He pulled on his collar and gulped down, but blushed with some of his dignity left until Max was getting into his sexual stage that never showed with his ex. He urged him to take off his shirt.
Wait!
He ruined the moment with a lock on. He's getting ready to use Zap Cannon. Something wrong? He asked.
You might be delusional if you want to have sex with me.
He made it clear that he is over. What does it matter? Sorry, I'm yawning.
Oh.
I'm really bored now, apparently. Max slid his hands up his shirt and felt his men boobs underneath. PJ tried to control the pressure, but the force was strong enough that he allowed the feeling to drown him in. Max turned around and shined his moon at him, which triggered PJ's motion to pull his pants down, revealing his curves.
Oh boy.
His action led him to the bed and sat down before Max stood up, then walked over.
So, we're doing this?
He asked, looking unwilling. Only if you're up for this. He sat down beside him. PJ didn't give it any second thoughts, so he struggled to tack off his shirt. After that, Max wasted no time to pin his arms to the bed. PJ panted and smiled.
This seems weird.
He said, I agree, but if you're in love, he bent his lips upon his. Both made sexual sounds and had their eyes closed. For a minute, PJ was feeling on Max's back, rubbing it up and down. Soon he felt Max's hands underneath their bodies and unbuttoned his pants, which gave PJ the option to know that there was no turning back now. Considering how Max was reacting, he was thinking about their friendship because it turned into a well-balanced relationship. Wait, read the author thing.
Sorry, I had to stop here, but them having sex will commence in the next chapter. Don't act like you're not hard right now, because I can tell. Contained in this is the full meaning of chemistry with shade. If you are offended by this fat shaming, turn back now or stay for the entertainment. Your choice, idiot.
That's a great way to end that.
God, I can't believe this boner I have now. The author said so.
That was so funny. Hey, don't lie to yourself. You have a boner.
Dude.
Don't act like you're not have a boner now.
So this author, I'm gonna send you the link to their page.
Yeah?
Their page is something special.